Hello everyone. Today's lecture we are going to start our first project and implement what we have already learned in the last 4 weeks. Remember, in our previous classes we have covered basic networking, we have covered subnetting, and we have covered switching. So in this project it's a case study from a certain company. So we are going to implement what we have already learned in the previous class based on this company's case study. So let's read the case study. So we have a problem here. As a junior network engineer, you've been hired by XYZ company to design and implement the company network. The company is a medium-sized company that is specializing in banking and insurance, having a 3-story building. Each floor has departments as provided in the table below. Okay, so in the first floor we have 3 departments and the number of end devices listed here. Okay, then in the second floor we also have 3 departments and the number of end devices listed here. Then in the third floor, we have only 2 departments and the number of end devices are listed here. So guys, the company needs us to design a network topology and implement that network based on the requirements. So let's check out the requirements. The requirements: use a software modeling tool to visualize the network topology. Consider requirement 3. So requirement 3 says use hierarchical network design, right? Okay, we discussed earlier that hierarchical network design has 3 layers: a core layer, distribution, and access layer. Sorry, here it's access, right? And it has redundancy, right? So requirement number 2 says use any of the following network simulation software to implement the above topology. Remember, in the first requirement you have to model, to draw that network topology using software modeling tools. Basically there are various software modeling tools that we have. For example, we have Microsoft Visio, we have Visual Paradigm, then there's an online website that you can use to model your diagrams called draw.io, and many other. Okay, so in our case we are going to choose Microsoft Visio, right? Because when I was installing my office it came with Microsoft Visio, so it's very easier. So guys, after we have drawn the network topology using a software modeling tool such as Visio, we will implement that topology using software network simulation software, right? And for our case we will use Cisco Packet Tracer. We will not use GNS3 at this level, right? Okay, so let's check requirement number 4. Remember, we've been told that at this level we only need to configure access, switches, and end devices, because it's a mini project that says we will only cover basic networking, subnetting, and switching. So we will not go up to routers or to layer 3 switches for configuration, right? So number 4 says you have to configure basic configuration of the devices. This one, I already learned this one, and suppose you have any problem, kindly refer to the previous videos. You will find a video that clearly explains everything, right? Okay, number 5 says each department should have a different VLAN. Okay, so basically we have 8 departments. We have 8 departments. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 8 departments. So meaning we will create 8 VLANs, right? Okay, then number 6 says Configure EtherChannel between switches. We learned about EtherChannel and understood how to configure EtherChannel manually using PHP protocol and LACP protocol. So in this case we'll use LACP, right? Then you need to plan for IP addresses in requirement 7. We have been given a base network of this one, and we need to do subnetting so that we can satisfy the end devices that we have seen above, right? Then number 8, just end device configuration. Number 9, port security. This was the second last class that we did, port security. And in port security we will obtain MAC addresses using sticky command and violation mode of shutdown. Okay. Then in number 10 we'll test communication. Test if the devices in the same VLAN can communicate, and if the devices in different VLANs can communicate, right? Then we will not do the part 11 because it's just documentation, right? So guys, without any further ado, let's start part 1 of our project, which is visualizing the topology using Microsoft Visio. And guys, suppose you have not subscribed, kindly do us a favor, right? So I will open Microsoft Visio. I already edit Visio like that and enter, right? Then just click, just create like that. Remember, we're going to draw this network diagram based on the requirement, and the requirement said we should follow hierarchical network design. An hierarchical network design is like this one. See, we'll have a core layer, a distribution layer, and access layer, right? It's the similar thing, right? So we're going to draw an hierarchical network design using Microsoft Visio. Okay, let's go back to our design page. So this is the workspace that we are going to draw our network topology. So what do we do? And you know, in hierarchical network design we have 3 layers. We have a core layer where we find which devices. We can find a router or layer 3 switch. Then we have distribution layer where we find which devices. We find layer 3 switches, okay? Then access layer, we find layer 2 switches. So let's start by core layer, in which I will use a router. So I'll just type here router here at the search option, okay, just like this, and hit enter. Give it time, it will load the components that are here. Okay, here are the routers, and here choose the network symbols. I'll choose here. So this is our router, just like that. Okay, I will at least reduce the size. Okay guys, so we want to use one router at the core layer, okay? So this is a router, a core layer router. I will give it a name as core layer core router. Just give it a core router, okay? Alright, so this is the core layer. I said at the core layer we will only use one router. In this case, people may use 2 to 3 routers, but in this case I will only use one router. So let's go to the distribution layer. At the distribution layer we use layer 3 switches. Just type switches, switch like that, loading. Okay, then you come to network symbols. Okay, network symbols 3D. For the case of layer 3 switch, I'm going to choose ATM switch because under Microsoft Visio it's not written layer 3 switch. So just choose ATM switch and paste it there. Reduce the size and give it a name, layer 3. Just give it a name, distribution switch 1, layer 3 switch 1, L3 switch 1. Okay, just like that. So we want to have 2 layer 3 switches at the distribution layer. Okay, so just copy this switch and Control V to paste it. Okay, so we'll rename this as distribution layer 3 switch 2. Okay guys, so guys, we have done the devices in the core layer, we have done the devices at the distribution layer. Okay, so let's do the devices at the access layer. So that's where we go back to the case study. The case study says each department should be in a different VLAN. Okay, so we want to assign a switch to every department. So how many switches will we have? Departments are 8, so we will have 8 switches. Alright, okay, let's go back. And now for the case of layer 2 switch, just come here and choose this work group switch, paste it there. Remember, we are going to have 8 switches, right? So this one I'll name as access switch 1. Alright, so because we want to have 8 switches, I'll just copy it and paste. Now this one is access switch 2, put it somewhere there, just come up here like that. Okay, so access, copy paste, switch 3. Remember, we had 3 floors, so this one will be the first floor had 3 departments, so this is first floor. So for the second floor, 3 switches. This one will be access switch 4, five, 6. Okay, so these are for the 3 departments on the first floor, the 3 departments on the second floor, then we had 2 departments on the third floor. Okay, so let's paste the 2 switches. Seven, 8. So guys, we have completed the devices. So what's remaining is connecting the devices using cables, right? So let's go back to our case study so that we can understand something. This case study says the hierarchical network design should make sure to have redundancy. Okay, so we are going to connect these devices in a way that there are redundant links, right? Okay, find link here, just type link, that way, hit enter. Okay, I will choose the best link. Let me just go down, I've seen some. Okay, for this case the Visio doesn't have crossover or straight through cable. So we'll just use a normal link, right? I'll just choose this chain link fence, take it and come here and place it there until you see that green indicator, then leave it, then come there and drag it, place it there. Okay, again until you see that green indicator, come and place it there. But because we want to make sure that there is redundancy in the network, what do? We must include a link from this point to this point. Okay, at least 2 links. Just put it there. Another one, just come and put it there, no problem. Okay, so this is core layer, this is the distribution layer. There is redundancy. Okay, so let's connect distribution layer to access layer. Remember, in the first scenario we connected core layer to distribution layer. So let's do distribution layer to core layer to access layer. I mean, place it there, and remember, each layer 3 switch at the distribution layer should connect to every layer 2 switch in the access layer. So this switch will connect to all these devices, and this switch will also connect to all these devices, right, to attain redundancy. So guys, I'll do it very fast so that to save time. Okay, so let's start the other switch, layer 3 switch, I mean this one, to all the devices for redundancy in the network. Remember, hierarchical network design implements redundancy in the network. Okay guys, we have done connecting the devices and have achieved hierarchical network topology. Basically what we are going to do, we are going to connect the devices as explained under the case study, right? Okay, on this table here. Okay, so we are going to name a switch. So we are going to name departments in every switch, okay, and assign these end devices. So let's just go and start with this one. So this one is access switch 1. Which department? IT department. IT, just like that. And it has how many computers? And 20 computers, 1 printer, 4 printers and 2 servers. So I'll just give 1 device each. So here computer, just type there computer, just like that. I'm going to take I'll just take this laptop computer, place it there, reduce the size. So this one is IT department, okay. Then we have a server, like that. reduce the size, and the printer. Reduce the size like this, even this one. Okay. Okay guys, so let's connect these devices. You can copy a link here without typing, copy, just come here and paste. So this one you take here, and the other one you take here, copy another one here, here, paste here, here, and let's name the devices. Okay, so this one is IT PC. This one is IT server, and this one is IT printer. Okay, should be here like that, guys. So let's do the same for the second switch. The second switch is under which department? Research. So access switch to research. Like that. And the devices, I'll just copy this one, copy, paste here, copy this one, copy this one, you paste here, and copy this one, you paste here. So guys, I will pause the video and do this very fast to save time, so that we can move to the next step. I hope you have learned how to connect the end devices and name them, right? Okay, we are almost done. We are almost done. Okay, so guys, I'm almost completing, just connecting the last two devices. Okay guys, I have managed to connect all the end devices, right, as per our case study. So guys, I have completed connecting the devices, the end devices. So let's zoom out so that we can see the complete diagram. So this is the complete network topology that we have drawn using Microsoft Visio, and there are things that we must indicate. Okay, so at least let's try to make the diagram look beautiful. Let me drag this printer here, this server down here a bit, okay, and this PC here. Alright, and for hierarchical network design, you must label at this is access layer, this is the core layer, and this is distribution layer, right? So let's do the naming. Come to where it's written insert, okay, then take a container just like that, and choose we want to choose this container. Let me choose one with the okay, I'll choose this one and drag it to where the core layer was. This is our core layer, so expand it just like that. Remember, this is our core layer, right? And type there core layer. Okay, then this is our distribution layer. Just copy paste this container, Control V, Control C to copy and V to paste. Okay, drag it to where the layer 3 switches are for the distribution layer, right? So enlarge it a bit, then on this side somewhere here, take it to somewhere here, okay? And right here, this 3 distribution layer, okay? And now the last layer is access layer. For the case of access layer, let's just remember we copied the container. I'll just copy paste it. So enlarge this one, because this one is the access layer containing these all the devices. Enlarge it like that. Down also. I don't know why it's reaching down. Continue enlarging it like this, okay? And come and write there, here, just type there and write access layer, okay? Alright guys, and remember in the case study they said there are 3 floors: first floor, second floor and third floor. And in our diagram we said that this one, the 3 switches are in first floor, this one second floor, and the other 2 are in third floor, right? So let's separate the floors. Okay, just the same thing. Just come to container, insert, come to container, and now we'll choose which is the best for our case, and I think this one is the best. Click on it and drag it to somewhere here. Okay, so this one is our first floor. All the devices are in first floor. Alright, we'll write here first floor. Then this one should be in the second floor. And just take it down a bit. Take the same container, enlarge, take it down, up, okay, like that. Enlarge like this, somewhere there, okay? Okay, and this is second floor. Alright guys, then the third floor, the very last floor that we have. Remember, take them down a bit for spacing. Then we'll take the same container for separating the floors. Take it somewhere here, and then enlarge down on this side also. Click there and say third floor. Alright guys, we have done naming the floors. We have done separating the floors in the diagram. Alright, so what's remaining? What's basically remaining here? Because we're almost done doing everything as per the requirement. So guys, we are almost done doing everything as per the requirement. So let's check what's remaining. What's remaining as per the case study, because I think we have done almost everything. The configuration part we'll do in Cisco Packet Tracer, don't worry about them. Okay, and I don't see, guys, I think the diagram has included everything as per the case study. We have achieved an hierarchical network design that we will use to implement the company network. At the core layer, we have a core switch. At the distribution layer, we have two distribution layer 3 switches. At access layer, we have layer 2 switches and end devices. And we have separated the floors as shown here. Okay, see, first floor, second floor, third floor. Okay, alright guys, I think, there's something that is very important that is remaining. Remember, this router should be connected to internet service provider, okay, so that these end devices can access the internet. Okay, so just type cloud here, hit enter. I will choose this cloud, and don't put it inside the core layer, just outside, and give it a name, ISP, just like that. And then which cabling do we use? I'll use a serial cable. Just type link. Don't worry, you'll find serial link here. This one. Take that one, plug into the router, take to ISP. Alright guys, I hope our diagram is complete. So what's remaining is to go to our Cisco Packet Tracer and implement this diagram, design it again using Cisco Packet Tracer, and do the configuration. Right? So guys, that marks the part 1 of our mini project that was basically dealing with introduction to networking, subnetting and switching. Okay guys, and before you leave, I want to show you how to export this diagram so that it can be in a PNG form or picture form. So just come to files, come to export, change file type, then PNG. Where do you want to save it? I want to save it to my desktop. Okay, so let's say this one is topology, like that. Okay, save. Okay, so let's go to my desktop so that we can see the diagram there. I'll minimize all them. Here it is, guys. See, our diagram is completely designed. This is hierarchical network design, and similar to the same thing that is implemented in Cisco Packet Tracer, and it's very beautiful, as you can see. So guys, that marks the end of today's class. And before you leave, kindly subscribe. Okay, before you leave, kindly subscribe. Make sure that you click that subscribe button and give us only one subscription. Okay, bye. See you in the part 2 of this project. Alright.